Welcome to Go Homemade. Today, we embark on an incredible journey with one man as he builds a beautiful home deep in the heart of a lush forest, right next to a peaceful stream. See how he uses natural materials to complete this home. After thoroughly scouting the area, he finally discovered the perfect location to build his dream home. A serene spot nestled amidst the trees with just the right balance of sunlight and shade, and a stunning view of the nearby stream. He started by clearing the land with great care and attention. Every fallen branch, patch of overgrown grass, and loose rock was carefully removed to ensure the area was clean and ready for construction. He trimmed back any vegetation that might interfere with the foundation, creating a spacious and orderly environment. After the area was completely cleared, he went to the nearby stream and carefully selected smooth, sturdy stones, bringing them back to the site one by one. With patience and precision, he arranged the stones into a circle, creating a simple but effective stove. He began by searching the forest for naturally curved branches, selecting them carefully to serve as the sturdy framework for his house. Next, he focused on the flooring, a crucial element for both comfort and stability. He gathered raw wooden planks and set about smoothing and leveling them. With great care, he used tools to plane the surfaces, removing imperfections and ensuring each plank was flat and uniform. Once the planks were ready, he began assembling the floor. Using the sturdy cross beams as a base, he laid the planks side by side, connecting them securely with joists at both ends. These joists acted as a solid base, binding the individual planks together into a unified unit. He began by cutting additional logs, selecting sturdy logs to serve as vertical supports for the walls. Each log was carefully measured and cut to the desired length to ensure consistency and structural integrity. He carefully laid straight logs along one side. On the opposite side of the wall, he used naturally curved logs, combining their unique shapes to form the foundation. He began by splitting the bamboo into thin, flexible strips. These strips would then serve as the main components to bind and reinforce the structure. He then placed horizontal wooden beams across the tops of the main vertical posts, creating a framework that connected the structural corners of the house. These cross beams were carefully aligned and secured to ensure stability and balance. Using the thin bamboo strips, he crafted strong cords and used them to tie the horizontal beams securely to the vertical posts. Each knot was tightened meticulously, making the connections firm and resilient. To finish the walls, he focused on paneling both sides with wood. He carefully selected each piece of wood, making sure it was sturdy and straight. He attached each panel to both sides of the frame, securing them securely to the vertical posts. The rich texture and color of the wood, combined with the unique shape of the curved logs, gave the walls a rustic, organic look, blending perfectly with the surrounding environment. He began installing the connecting beams that would link the walls to the ridge beam at the top of the roof. With an eye for creativity and an appreciation for the natural beauty of the wood, he chose pieces that varied in shape and size, embracing the unique contours and curves of each log. These beams were placed at irregular angles, forming an unconventional yet sturdy framework for the roof. The design was intentionally freeform, with no strict symmetry or uniformity, allowing the natural characteristics of the wood to shine. The result was a truly unique and artistic structure, with beams that seemed to flow organically from the walls to the peak of the roof. The house began to take on a distinctive, almost sculptural quality, blending perfectly with its natural surroundings while showcasing the builder's craftsmanship and creativity. He continued his work by cutting and gathering strong vines and creeping plants from the forest. These vines, with their flexibility and natural durability, would play a crucial role in reinforcing the roof. Carefully selecting the best vines, he trimmed them to the appropriate lengths, ensuring they were thick enough to support the weight of the roof, but still flexible enough to weave through the structure. With the vines ready, he began weaving them horizontally between the wooden beams that formed the roof's framework. He started by anchoring the vines at one end, then stretched them tightly across the beams, using the natural flexibility of the vines to bend and fit snugly around the wooden structure. The vines were twisted and tied at regular intervals, each knot carefully secured to ensure stability. As he worked, he created a net-like pattern, with the vines crisscrossing each other in a cross-like pattern, forming a mesh that kept the roof from shifting. Once the roof frame was securely in place, he moved on to the next crucial step, roofing. He began by flattening the vines he had previously collected, pounding them gently to spread them out and make them pliable. These flattened vines would serve as the material for the roof itself. He laid them carefully, one by one, ensuring the strips fit tightly together without gaps, creating a solid and uniform layer to cover the entire roof. As he worked, he paid close attention to the way the vines were positioned, ensuring that each piece aligned perfectly with the others, creating a seamless surface. Once the vines were in place, he used thin bamboo strips to tie the vines securely to the wooden frame. The bamboo cord was wrapped tightly around the edges of each vine and the beams of the roof, ensuring that the roofing material stayed firmly attached. He carefully secured the flattened vines onto the roof frame, starting from one side and working his way across. Each vine was meticulously laid down, ensuring that it fit snugly against the next, creating a solid and even layer. As he continued, he worked steadily on both sides of the roof, applying the same careful technique to ensure both halves were equally reinforced. With each vine carefully positioned and tied in place, the roof began to take shape. The two sides were covered with a dense, woven layer of vines, tightly bound to the framework, ensuring the structure would be protected from the elements. The result was a strong, rustic roof that not only provided shelter, but also maintained the natural, harmonious look of the home. The vines, now securely attached, added a unique texture to the roof. For the back wall of the house, he decided to create a natural, sturdy barrier. Each stone was carefully selected for size and shape, ensuring that it would fit the structure of the wall. With the stones in hand, he began stacking them one by one, starting at the base and gradually working his way up. He placed each stone with precision, using smaller pieces to fill in the gaps and ensure the wall was solid and stable. As he worked, he continued to layer the stones, creating a thick, secure structure that would provide privacy and protection. The stone wall grew higher and stronger with each layer, eventually covering the entire backside of the house. The natural stones, with their unique textures and earthy tones, added both strength and aesthetic appeal to the home, blending harmoniously with the surrounding environment. He also covered the roof with a layer of dry leaves. When viewed from above, the house appears to be hidden and revealed by nature. He decided to craft a simple yet sturdy set of furniture for himself, using large, robust logs that he had carefully selected from the forest. These logs, with their raw, natural shapes, would serve as the perfect foundation for his table and chairs. He appreciated the unique curves and grain patterns of the wood, knowing they would add a rustic charm to the pieces. The beauty of the wood's natural form remained untouched, and he only adjusted the rough edges to ensure safety and ease of use. He used a few simple tools to refine the shape while preserving the organic character of the wood. Each piece of furniture was shaped with minimal intervention, preserving its raw, rustic charm. The natural curves and textures of the wood were carefully maintained, allowing the intrinsic beauty of the materials to shine through. The result was a unique, handcrafted set of table and chairs, perfectly aligned with the home's organic aesthetic, blending seamlessly into the surrounding environment and enhancing the overall rustic feel of the space. He decided to move the simple stove to a new location, placing it in front of the house. Carefully lifting and carrying the stone structure, he transported it to the chosen spot, ensuring it remained stable and secure. He returned to the forest, carefully selecting stronger logs. He examined the wood closely, looking for logs that were straight and naturally strong. Once he had gathered enough wood, he began the process of preparing them for the fence. Using a sharp tool, he began to carve one end of each log to a fine point, sharpening it with precision to ensure it would penetrate the ground easily. Once all the logs were prepared, he started the fence building process. He carefully measured and marked where each stake would go, ensuring they were evenly spaced for both strength and aesthetics. With each log, he drove the pointed end into the soil with a firm, controlled strike, securing them deeply into the ground. The pointed tips helped them stay in place without additional support. To add stability to the fence, he connected the vertical stakes with horizontal wooden beams. These beams, placed at intervals along the length of the fence, were fastened tightly to the stakes, providing a strong structure that would hold up against wind and weather. To add a unique touch to the fence, he decided to enhance its design with small circular accents made from the same strong vines he had used for the roof. Once the circles were ready, he began attaching them to the fence's interior frame. The circles, with their natural, organic texture, create a subtle yet striking contrast against the rough wood of the fence. To further unify the design, he connected the circles by running vines from the top of one circle to the bottom of the next. These connecting vines create a winding pattern, linking each circle together like a delicate chain. The result was a stunning combination of rustic wood and intricate vinework, giving the fence not only strength and function, but also an added layer of visual interest. To complete the outdoor area, he decided to use stones to pave the entire courtyard, creating a natural, solid surface that would both enhance the aesthetic and provide practicality. He began by collecting smooth, flat stones from the stream, selecting each one carefully for its size and shape. Once he had enough, he started laying them out, starting from one corner of the yard. With each stone, he ensured it fit snugly against the next, creating a seamless pattern. From the gate of the house down to the stream, he decided to take advantage of the natural slope of the land to create a set of stairs. He carefully planned the layout, considering the most comfortable path to follow. After shaping the steps, he began laying the stones. The stones were laid closely together, with each layer carefully placed to create an even surface that could withstand the elements. As he worked, the stone steps began to blend beautifully into the landscape. He went into the forest and carefully searched for a banana tree. Once he found one, he chopped it down with precision, bringing the whole tree to the ground. He then cut down the banana bunch, gently lowering it and setting it aside for later use. At the same time, he looked for plants with large, broad leaves, knowing they would be perfect for his flooring. After bringing the green bananas home, he carefully placed them on the stove to roast. While waiting for the bananas to ripen, he began weaving large banana leaves into mats, determined to create a natural floor covering for the interior of his home. With skillful hands, he skillfully interwoven the large green leaves, carefully arranging them into tight patterns. Once the floor was completely laid, the house was finally finished. He sat down in the cozy space, taking a moment to savor the roasted bananas in his new home. The fruits, cooked to perfection, were a simple but rewarding meal after all the hard work. And with that, his journey came to a close. Thank you all for joining him on this incredible adventure. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you in the next one.